The traditional British high street has had a lean time over the past few years. Rotherham in South Yorkshire has been no exception. The squeeze on consumer spending caused by the recession, competition from nearby Sheffield and the giant Meadowhall shopping centre, and the rise in online retailing have all helped to suck money from its town centre, where 1 in 5 shops now stands empty.
But the Yorkshire town built on steel is showing its mettle and fighting back. The changes of the last 4 years are being held up by the government as an example of urban renewal for other towns to follow.
The town's regeneration has been led by retailers such as Chris Hamby. Fed up with the growing number of abandoned buildings adjacent to his high street shoe shop, he made the decision to buy up the properties and restore them. Several are now occupied. One of them is home to his popular antiques business.
3 years ago on this street, if you'd have fired a gun from top, you wouldn't have hit anybody. And it was getting so unsafe, I felt, that if a lady went down on her own outside these burnt buildings, she wouldn't have come in. It was just so bad that it was too much for anybody who knew anything about it to tackle. And me being a novice, I thought, well, I can do this. That's probably been my weakness, but it's working.
Mr Hamby was helped by a package of funding and support measures put in place by Rotherham Council at the height of the recession 5 years ago. The town also received money from the National Lottery and a government fund set up in the wake of a 2012 review by retail expert Mary Portas into the future of the high street.
We've made great strides since 2009. Footfall has continued to improve. We've attracted 86 new businesses altogether, and things are definitely moving in the right direction. The next challenge for us really is around getting that critical mass that will bring more and more people into the town. We have some big schemes happening, such as the new Tesco store, we have the new stadium, so lots of investments happening, but really it's keeping that momentum going and making sure we continue to improve the offer.
Cara Chapman also took advantage of the scheme to set up the Whistle Stop sweet shop. She has sought to tap into the nostalgia market by selling traditional confectionery to a sweet-toothed older generation, as well as reviving other treats from a bygone age popular with pensioners, such as the soft drink sarsaparilla. Ms Chapman believes that for towns such as Rotherham to succeed, its independent retailers must focus on their strengths, while also understanding what makes out-of-town competitors popular in the first place.
We've still got the things that the out-of-town shopping centres can't have. We've got a lot of independent retailers where you will go in and see the owner and see the passion that drives the business. But we've got to learn from the out-of-town shopping centres and see what it is that they're doing right. So, for example, the out-of-town shopping centres will open at a certain time, they'll close at a certain time. They're managed to a very high level. And I think as a town centre we need to take those lessons. So we're offering a very strong retailing experience, but with the independent twist to it.
What happened to the days we used to be original? We used to be creative, now we're down to minimal.
And it's not just the local rap artists who need to be original. Nick Johnson, a former property developer who is now visiting professor at Sheffield University's Department of Town and Regional Planning, agrees there can be a bright future for regional towns, but only if they adapt.
The opportunity for towns to reinvent themselves is around becoming very much part of one's everyday experience. So rather than the out-of-town convenience retail experience, which is now becoming increasingly inconvenient with the amount of traffic and the queuing, and I think the need to get back to popping into a shop and buying what you need to cook for that evening's meal, or popping in and doing a daily shop, is really the opportunity for the towns to consider redefining that whole experience.
Rotherham still has its challenges. Close to £100 million is being taken annually from its residents in welfare cuts, while unemployment at 10% is above the national average. But for the town's retailers, the improvements over the past few years have at least made life just that little bit sweeter. This is Andrew Bounds for the Financial Times in Rotherham.